Yeah, because on top of that, it's at Michigan State, so it'll make it even more hype when they
Yes.
get beat by 50 in
And,
Michigan.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'll be rooting for Ohio State. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm gonna say it right here though. When Ohio State plays Michigan State, I'm rooting. I'm still gonna wear my Michigan jersey, of course.
Right.
But little brother, you guys are getting rolled on by Ohio State this year. Sorry.
Facts.
It's a gold blue ring in your ears while the scarlet and gray let out a big OH. In the stadium we're here, so get ready for Nick and Steve going at each other and hoping for a title. Now the podcast divided presents to you the clash of rivals.
It's time.
It definitely is time,
It's time, bro. We've been talking about it forever.
right?
Glad we could finally both get out of the damn kitchen in the golf course and get on here.
Right. Facts.
It's just gonna be the death of me, bro.
I hear you for sure.
So how are you feeling about your week one? Obviously good because you guys came around at the end of the third, blew them out, looked great. I'm not sold on your guys' quarterback yet, but that receiver's nasty.
Yeah, so first half it was super slow, but that's not anything new. Ryan Day, since he started coaching Ohio State's been slow in the
Yeah.
first half, and then they pick up in the second half, especially against those little schools. But Will Howard, he's just having some adjustment period coming from Kansas
Yeah.
State's completely different play.
Yeah,
But
they run a whole different offense over
yeah,
there.
well, and he's a fifth-year senior now, so
Oh, is he?
yeah, he's got a lot of experience. It's just the first time he's coming into a new offense because he's had the same stuff over at Kansas State all of his 4 years. But yeah, our receiver's going to be better than Marvin Harrison.
He's
Like
sick, bro.
And he's a true freshman.
Wow.
That's what's scary about him. Like,
That's some Caitlin Clark shit right there, bro.
that kid. The crazy thing is he was the number one recruit in all college football going into the last season.
Oh, I didn't even know
And
that.
as a receiver. Like, that's
Wow.
typically a quarterback, and it was him as a receiver. Like, the kid's dangerous.
Yeah, he's got Heisman. He's got Heisman.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because I said something to a kid at work the other day before they even played. I said, regardless of what's about to happen, he's going to end up in the top 5 Heisman as a freshman. And you could tell in the first half he was nervous. Dropped those first 2 passes, but after that, he tore it up.
When I was watching, normally I don't sit down and watch Ohio State games, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I mean I have to this year, obviously. And I was like, damn, like they start off slow, but I was watching him play, and I'm like, this dude is gonna be a monster.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
Yeah, I watch some of his high school highlights on YouTube. You're like, holy shit. Because the kid's jumping up one-handed, grabbing it out of defender's hands from over top of him. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to check him out. We need to get some receivers like that on Michigan, cause
Bro.
it ain't. Bro, like the thing is with our game, obviously the coaching was terrible, absolutely terrible. I think that Warren, he's good and shit like that, but the problem is like I'm thinking like, okay, they're gonna play Alex Orji in the second half. Maybe he's gonna alternate and stuff. And the fact that they only played Orji for 9 snaps, bro, and I'm just like, what is going on here? And I think like with that, and I think Orji will get more. He'll get more snaps, obviously, this game. But, dude, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Like, our defense can't win us games. We got a good defense, but, bro, we got to put up points. Our offense looks terrible. Even our running backs couldn't get off. Donovan Edwards wasn't getting, bro.
He wasn't even your starting running back.
Hell
Your
no.
backup had fucking twice as many carries because he was averaging not even a yard to carry.
It's like we got to, we're used to having that 1-2 punch. We got the we're used to having the quarterback that's going to air it out. Plus he's mobile, and then that opens up the run game. And then you throw it to Blake Corum, and, he's ground and pound, and then you get Edwards that'll get off for a 70-yard run. And like now it's just like we're scrambling, and it's like starting all over again, bro. And it's crazy to watch. I mean, I know it happens. We've been doing all right, but then it's like, you got them rebuilding years, and it's just like, bro, it was pitiful. Like, oh my gosh.
The sad part is at least you're not being delusional. Like some of these people I was watching on TikTok, there's this guy, he's a Michigan fan, and before the game, he goes live and talks about whatever, that kind of thing. And this man was saying you guys were going to blow out Texas. And I said, are you on drugs? Like, I messaged him and he wouldn't even respond me because I was like, did you watch the game? You struggled with Fresno State. They had more yards than you offensively, and you think you're going to blow out Texas.
Hell no. And like, bro, I'm born and raised in Ann Arbor. Huge Michigan fan to the day I die. I don't care if we lose every game. I'm always going to be a Michigan supporter. But I'm realistic. And we are not blowing out Texas. I would love it. Don't get me wrong, I would love it. I'll get hype as hell. I'll be screaming all over this damn house. But at the end of the day, realistically, it's not happening. I mean, unless if, our coach can pull some fucking magic bunny out of his hat. But if we play the way that we played, bro, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Yeah, for me, I honestly see Texas winning by double digits.
Honestly, I do too. At least 14.
If the thing is I know you're big on Michigan's defense. I thought they were kind of average. But
they were pressing Will Johnson the game too, and like they were giving him a hard time. And it's like they're basically putting all the pressure on Will Johnson. And then the problem was is Sherrone Moore kept taking him out of the game too. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you taking out our starters? I started to think maybe he had a game plan where it's like, okay, we're gonna tease these guys a little bit. We're gonna use our backups. We're gonna see how everybody's playing because it's like he already had the thought in his mind that he's gonna win the game. And it's like, dude, even though it's the first game of the season, we're playing Fresno State, play our starters and blow these people out. Like, get them going. And it's like he just, when somebody would get, like, get some momentum, like,
right.
Will Johnson or anybody like that, like, it's like then he would take them out. And it's like, why are you killing the vibe?
Well, typically, first game of the year for all these big schools is they're playing a little tiny no-name school. Yeah. And the purpose is to blow them out so you go into that week 2 with some kind of confidence because typically they play a big, like a big non-conference school to boost them up in the rankings. But, I mean, there was never really that second effort, you know what I mean, where
there
they
wasn't even a first effort, bro.
Yeah, it just they never hit that next gear that they should have got to. It was all kind of just stagnant the whole game.
They were stuck in the starting blocks, and it's like, they had no momentum, and it's like it's at home. It's a night game. Michigan games at nighttime. Now that we got the new the pyros and all that, the bigger screen. We got a big jumbotron last year, and so the night games we got lights in the crowd and shit. Like the night games are dope at Michigan, bro. So like we should have steamrolled them boys. Like the momentum, the fans were going crazy. It was great weather. It was nighttime, and it's just like, bro, like that was one. Like I'm not even gonna lie, that was one of the worst Michigan opener. I almost wanted to compare it to Appalachian State like years back.
Yeah, when they beat you guys.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, like I was saying, like that dude on TikTok, he was like, I don't think you guys realize how good Fresno State is, and I was like, bro, they're in a horrible conference.
Right.
And he was like, well, they're probably going to be in the playoffs.
That's people looking for excuses to give Michigan momentum,
and that's
bro.
what I was like. He's just giving them, an out. And honestly, Fresno State's average. They lost 4 or 5 games last season. And when they played a big school, they got blown the fuck out.
We should have still won by 21 points plus, bro.
At least.
No questions. And it's like for instance, you guys played Akron, right? You guys destroyed them. But if you look at them, if you look at the way that they play football, they got 2 quarterbacks on the field at all time, and their backup quarterback who can also play receiver, he's solid. I feel like Akron's a good team, but you guys still handled them like grown ass men, bro. Like you're like, okay, we're gonna play around with you, see what's going on. Okay, now we're gonna put the locks down and it's over with. Like we didn't do that. Like you know what I mean? Like it was like any Michigan fan that wants to give Fresno State, momentum and be like, oh, they're gonna be good. Fuck them. Like you be realistic. Like they almost beat us.
Yeah, up until 5 minutes left in the game when your cornerback picked them off and took it to the house. It was like they might score again and get close.
Make us nervous.
Yeah. And the cornerback jumped the route and took it to the house. If that didn't happen, they probably were going to score.
Yeah, at least get a field goal out of it. At the end of the day, I mean, granted, like if you look at the score differential, we did almost cover the spread, but that spread's garbage, bro. Like we're defending national champions. It doesn't matter if we lost 22 people to the NFL draft. None of that shit. At the end of the day, we still got the same playbook. We still got a lot of veterans coming back. We still got the same defense. We still got Alex Orji, who still definitely should have played, regardless of like what he does. He's more athletic than anybody on the field, bro. And he, in order to get him going, you can't just get him going at practice. You got to have him in live games and get him going. Like if he's not doing good at first, leave him in the game. See what he's gonna do. And it's just our quarterback situation is not looking good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, you guys went into, spring game, and Davis Warren kind of outperformed Orji in that spring game.
Yeah.
But Orji just can't, dude, he can't throw the ball downfield. Once the pass goes over 20 yards, he's super inaccurate.
He's got a key. He's got the potential. If he can get his accuracy up, bro, he reminds me of Denard Robinson. Like he can run, he's athletic and stuff like that. He can throw the ball 70 yards, but at the end of the day, you got to be accurate with them passes. Davis Warren, he's got accuracy like JJ McCarthy. Like he like his stance, the way he's in the pocket. He reminds me of McCarthy a lot. But he can't get out of the pocket like McCarthy. He can a little bit, but he doesn't got that field vision as a runner. Orji does, but it's like we need to get put them two together, and we'll have a good quarterback.
Right. Yeah. Orji's not, to me, he's not progressing like they hoped he would, but he was a 3-star recruit. He's not.
He's another Devin Gardner.
Yeah. I just don't think he's going to turn into anything. And honestly, I don't understand why he would, like, the dude has never proved himself, but then was running his mouth. And I think that's kind of what's holding you guys back as well, because he got so cocky and said, you don't, about us being defending national championships and disrespecting us by ranking us. He was just
Michigan
kind of
being ranked number 9 we're definitely in the top 10, but we definitely ain't top 4.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying. I would say 7, 8, or 9.
It's just kind of funny because he was saying all that stuff, and then now he's not even the starter.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is like, and it's like no disrespect to him, but like at the end of the day, you were on a team that won a national championship, and you contributed to a couple, maybe like 3 touchdowns, but like, bro, like you gotta understand, like the people that were playing above you won the national championship. Jim Harbaugh helped win the national championship. Our sign stealer helped us win a national championship.
Right, the sign stealer, yeah. You realize now that he can't cheat, right? He's a defensive coordinator in Detroit at a high school, right?
Yep.
And he's not cheating in high school. You see what happened to him his first game?
No, I didn't.
They lost by 48 points.
Did they really?
With him as the defensive coordinator. So
wow,
I don't see too much of a future in football for the guy.
And did you watch that thing on Netflix I told you to watch?
Nah, I hadn't watched it yet.
You got to watch it, bro. Like he gets on there because everybody was trying to find him. He gets on there and he talks. And like I'm not being biased because I'm a Michigan fan. I keep it realistic. But on some real shit, I think it's a bunch. I think it's overplayed a lot more than what it was. Granted, there are some things that should not have happened. I totally agree. But like the dude just turned into a scientist, and he learned that in the Navy. Because he walked into Navy because he was going to school at Navy, and he walked in there, and the coach said, he was like, I just want an internship, let me help coach, because he always dreamed about coaching. And they were like, well, you could study science from the other side. So that's what he just started doing, and he became obsessed with it, and to the point where, like, you know what I'm saying, like it shows him like he's watching the signs like on TV, like because you could do it on TV, but you shouldn't have been going to the fucking games, bro. Watch on, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
And when that's why it was illegal. It was all fine if he was just doing it on tape and shit like that. But once he starts going to games and all that shit, that's where it's illegal. And he kept trying to say that he didn't go to games and all that type of shit. And the one Michigan dude, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but he just outed him. After he watched that documentary, he came out and said, no, he told me himself that he was on Central Michigan's sideline.
Well, in the documentary on Netflix, they pull up that picture, and he's like, bro, does this really look like me? And it does a little bit, but he swears up and down it's not him. And I personally, it's 50-50 for me, because I can see where they're making points where it's not him, but on the same hand, it's like, bro, like you go incognito. Even when they went and won the championship, he was at the game in a mask because he wasn't supposed to be there, and like he was at the game and went up and said what up to them and stuff like that because he wasn't supposed to be there, but like still did his thing. So like you're going incognito to your own games, and then you want us to think that you weren't at other games. I don't know, bro. I think it's like I said, I think it's 50-50. I think he pressed his boundaries, but I think if he would have just stayed at home and did it, he still would have been great, because Like the way that he studied stuff and like was seeing like hand gestures and signals and stuff like that. Like he could have been one of the greatest defensive coordinators ever.
What?
But the way he went about it was like, bro, like what are you doing? It's like us with music, you know what I mean? Like you learn and just boom.
What was his official title at Michigan? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think yeah. I'm not sure, bro. I think it was sign stealing.
Right. But I'll give you my point in a second when I see what his title was.
I blame the Navy for it, bro. Because think about it. You're in the military, right? And you walk in there and they tell you this is what they want you, we want you to do. So they trained him on learning signs. And you know, people in the military, they're smart with shit like that. So he did all that, and then obviously, you know, he's from Michigan, born and raised, and obsessed with Michigan. Always wanted to be part of Michigan football, and he gets a chance to do it. He's like, I'm gonna do what I learned in the military. But little does he know, you're getting blown out in high school now for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, they lost by almost 50 points, dude.
What high school team is he even coaching? I ain't even paid attention to him.
They said one in Detroit, so he stayed in Michigan.
Yeah.
Mumford High School.
Mumford. I ain't even heard of Mumford. That's crazy.
It just said that he's taken over as their head coach now because the head coach suffered a mild stroke, so Stallions is taking over.
Watch him go undefeated. That'd be crazy. Well, watch him win out.
Yeah, it says Detroit Mumford's High School, and
you know why that's happening?
Mustangs.
Because if you think about it, high school don't really have play calling like sidelines and signs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you've really got to play chess. And,
right.
I think he's a good chess. Like that's the thing with Sharon Moore, bro. Like that man don't know how to. He's a checkers player. He don't know how to play chess, bro.
Look, the funny thing is with him is everybody was talking him up about how good of a coach he was and all that bullshit because he, you know, beat Ohio State last year and all this
he didn't
bullshit.
Beat Ohio
and I was
State,
like, bro, that fucking whole suspension with Harbaugh was bullshit. Because the man wasn't on suspension. He was allowed to work with the team and make all the game plans, but then had to take Saturdays off.
Yeah.
It was just a day off.
Yeah.
Motherfucking.
And you know damn well he still had he had some type of a hearing device in his ear where Harbaugh was coaching him the whole game, bro.
You definitely could tell that he was by himself this week.
100%.
Because it was nothing like the Ohio State game. It was nothing like those last 3 games of the season last year.
He was starstruck, bro. And it's like his press conference after the game when he's like, I think everybody played well. Davis Warren played great. You know, we got some work to do, but everybody played good. I'm sitting there with my jaw on the ground, bro, and I'm like, what did he just say? Like, I had to run it back, you know, on the TV. I had to rewind the TV to see if he really said that. And he said that. I'm like, bro, like, you are lost right now. Like, you're soaking in the moment. You need to go get these views. Like,
I don't know if maybe he didn't realize his team didn't even break 200 yards offense. Maybe that's why he said that. Because if you're not having 200 yards of offense playing Fresno State, you didn't.
Fresno State.
Yeah, you didn't do good. Davis Warren threw
terrible.
for like 130 yards.
Barely. You know what I'm saying? Like he bro, like they were inexperienced quarterback. Our offense looked terrible. And you got to think like we got to play Texas. We got to play Texas tomorrow. Plus we play USC. We play Washington. Oregon. Oregon struggled. I still think we'll beat Oregon because it's at home. The only advantage we have right now against these teams is being at home. If we had to go to Texas tomorrow, we're getting annihilated.
I was completely wrong as well because Davis Warren only threw for 118 yards. My bad.
Yeah, it wasn't shit, bro. Shit.
And threw an interception and only had 1 touchdown and only averaged 4.7 yards of play.
And his touchdown came at the end of the game.
Right. He had 33 QBR.
Like, he did not get Samaj Morgan in the game at all. Like, Samaj Morgan's a junior. You know, he's good. Tyler Morris, like we got some good receiver. Like I can't say veterans, but there are new veterans, and they played pretty decent last year. You know, I played good with them in 2K or NCAA football. But like they got the receiver core. They got the pieces there, bro. But it's not gonna fall into place unless we got that quarterback because we got that quarterback that gets our receivers going. It's gonna get Donovan Edwards going. That's gonna boost our defense. Like our whole season is riding on Will Johnson's back right now.
Let me throw this out there because for some reason your coach. That blows my mind that he said Davis Warren looked good and played well.
Trash.
He had a 33 QBR. Fucking Akron's starting quarterback had a 74 QBR against Ohio State and got blown the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, and he had more. He was averaging 5.2 yards per play against an Ohio State defense that was pretty fucking scary. Because I mean, they had like what 6-7 sacks plus a couple interceptions, a fumble, and he still averaged more than Davis Warren playing a Fresno State team.
Yeah,
and back to the whole Connor Stallions thing, I can't even find an official title online. It just says he was a staffer, right?
Yep.
A Michigan staffer. Now, you're telling me
That's
weren't.
sketch.
He said he did, had nothing to do. They didn't cheat. That blah, blah, blah. Everybody does whatever. When have you ever in your entire fucking life seen a man on Saturday on the sideline that is not a coordinator walk up to the coach and tell him things? I've never in my life ever seen that.
Only Tim Tebow.
But
I get what you're
to
saying.
not
Yeah,
be,
it's real.
He wasn't even a coach. He was just on the staff, and this man was walking up and talking to the coordinators plus Jim Harbaugh on a Saturday. They wouldn't even be speaking if he was just a staffer on a Saturday.
And then if you see like when they would do audibles, the whole defensive line would look over at him
Yeah.
to see his play calls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was the one like throwing shit up. That dude, he can say whatever he wants. He'll never convince me that he wasn't cheating, because he was. And Harbaugh knew it. That's why Harbaugh pieced out.
Harbaugh was like, "I'm out. I got my ring. I'm out this bitch."
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what Harbaugh's gonna do in the NFL, bro. I think he's gonna be all right, but like he's gotta get a better quarterback.
Dude, I think the Chargers are going to win 5 games, to be honest. Like, I don't see much difference. And he already, there was that slight undertone of him might be drafting a quarterback when he had Justin Herbert. So he's already kind of taking confidence away from the kid. And Herbert could be good if he had the right coach. He just stuck on the fucking Chargers and now has no weapons because they dealt Keenan Allen to fucking Chicago. So
that was a bad mistake.
Yeah, well, Harbaugh's decision. He did it.
Yeah, even though Keenan Allen's getting a little bit older and he's injured right now, and he's always injured, but still, like if you watch, I'm huge in fantasy football, bro, and like Keenan Allen, he puts up stats, bro.
Yep,
like
I drafted him for a reason.
Yeah.
He had his best fantasy year last year.
Yeah, and it's
that
like
he's ever had. So he's getting points. I mean,
I don't know, man. Hopefully they do something. I'm sick about seeing JJ McCarthy get hurt. I was talking to this kid at work. I was training him yesterday, and they got I was talking to him about the JJ McCarthy, and I was like, dude, like he would have balled out this year. I'm not gonna say like he would have been great, but he would have had a decent rookie season. I feel like. With Justin Jefferson and everything, and he gets hurt. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
right.
But he wasn't. He's not sold on him. He's like, man, JJ McCarthy's not going to have a good year, and blah, 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 or he's not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. I think if he's got JJ McCarthy's he's a program player. He's not what he fit into the right squad. Like he had a good coach. He had good weapons around him. Like he fit the system. You know what I mean? It was like a Kirk Cousins. You get what I'm saying? You put him on a team that ain't got nobody. He's not going to do shit. Like he just had the right pieces around him. I feel like Justin Jefferson would have been good to have around him, but now that he's hurt, it's like that might have been his chance right there.
JJ McCarthy is like Brock Purdy. If you surround him with talent, he might impress you.
Fucking Brock Purdy, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah, that dude.
Dude,
I bet this is his worst season. Yeah, I bet this is Brock's worst season he has this year coming up.
When I watched him against the Lions, and mind you, like obviously I'm from Michigan, like I'm not a huge Lions fan. Of course I want to see them win, but I'm never sold on the Lions. You know what I'm saying? It's always like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Okay, they're doing good. This isn't real. When we were up against San Francisco at halftime, and I'm just like, dude, the fucking Lions are about to go to the Super Bowl. Like, I was like, okay, they're going. You know what I'm saying? And then watching the second half and watching this Brock Purdy get off for 15-yard rushing yards on 3rd and 14 and get a first down and all this, I'm like, what is going on, bro? It was like a glitch in the game. And I'm just like, this dude should not be doing it. You could tell it's not natural talent. It was pure luck. Like, by the grace of God, he was giving him his wheels.
Right.
Man, I was so pissed.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to say because I can't stand Brock Purdy.
I can't stand him either, bro.
Definitely shouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl. I don't understand the hype personally.
Dude,
and I did the same shit last night. He did so much in that game. and then you get to that crunch situation and you miss 2 wide open receivers back to back.
Dude, he had Flowers in the back of the fucking end zone. You
Wide
see him
open.
threw it behind him, and I'm like, no. But then
Yep.
when he caught his tight end in the back, you could tell, like, granted, it's a great play, but it shouldn't come down to that.
Right.
It shouldn't come down to that.
Well,
Especially now that you got Derrick Henry, bro. Derrick Henry's going to take so much pressure off of him, but didn't get off that much either.
But that's what dude, and I had this conversation with somebody last night because they were talking about how good the Ravens were going to be and all this stuff because they got Derrick Henry. And I said, dude, unless John Harbaugh changes the way he operates his playbook, Derrick Henry is not going to be what you thought he was in Tennessee because
he's getting stuffed at the line.
Well, and the
Derrick
thing is,
Henry, he's 255 pounds, bro. Coming downhill on you, like, that's a tank.
but you gotta feed him all damn game long.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, dude, he's not even gonna get 15 touches. And he didn't. He finished the game with only touching the ball 13 times last night.
And then if you look at it, dude, like down in crunch time, that last drive, he wasn't even in the game.
Right. That Derrick Henry's the type of player that he might not kill you through the first half, but once he gets his 30th touch, you're wore the fuck out because it's so hard tackling a 250-pound guy all damn game long. So then he breaks one.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
like
I mean?
It's like Donovan Edwards.
He will ground and pound you all game, and then wear you so down. That's when he starts taking over the game, and he's never going to get that with the Ravens because Harbaugh sets so many plays up for Lamar, or Lamar audibles to himself, and he'll roll out and run because he thinks he's got to do it himself, and that's one of the reasons why I just don't think they're going to win the big games because he doesn't know how to share the spotlight.
And it's just like, in the AFC Championship last year, bro. Granted, even though Odell's old, and I know a lot of people ain't sold on Odell's a playmaker. And they didn't get him involved. They didn't start throwing him the ball until 3 minutes left in the AFC game. And it's like, bro, with Odell, you got to throw him the ball. You got to get him going.
Yeah.
They should have kept Odell Beckham Jr. Even if he's older, put him in a slot or something. Like, he's that big play receiver that's going to get it downfield. Like, that's the problem with Baltimore. They always get rid, like Hollywood Brown. They got rid of him. They need to keep that receiver, that star receiver.
Yeah.
Flowers is nice, and their tight end is nice too. But it's like they need that dominant downfield receiver. And it's just, bro, like.
And the Ravens got lucky last night too because Hollywood Brown's injured and he's on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And he'd have tore him up just being pissed off because they sent him out and shit.
And his ass he got driving 100. He got a ticket driving 126 miles an hour in a 55.
Yeah.
Got arrested and shit.
Well, and crazy thing is I was kind of surprised. I thought Rashee Rice was suspended because he just had all that fucking legal trouble too, and he was out there playing. I was like, what the fuck?
Balling, bro. Bro, if you look at it right now, all Kansas City's receivers should be suspended right now. All of them. Like, they're all doing dumb shit. I don't know what's going on in Kansas City. I don't know if it's the barbecue sauce. I don't know if it's the accent. I don't know what's going on. But, like, bro, something's in the water. Because I hate Kansas City, bro. I'd rather watch Ohio State than Kansas City.
They need to just hang out with Travis Kelce. Fuck. He stays out of trouble.
That's because that man's got his... Bro, I got Travis Kelce. Like, I got Travis Kelce on my fantasy team. Just because it's Travis Kelce. But, like, I can't stand him, bro. Like, I think it's a Taylor Swift thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so tired of hearing about Taylor Swift during football. It's like, okay, you're a great music artist, whatever, cool. Stay the fuck off ESPN.
Well, you know what's fucked up is now video games are even trying to profit off that fucking Taylor Swift shit because when you play Kansas City in the new Madden, it fucking flashes to her and shows her up in the goddamn fucking box.
That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting. I remember last year, man, this girl that I went to high school with, and, like, me and her were actually cool in high school. Like, I talked to her, like, whatever, we were friends. But, like, I made a status, and I was like, I'm so tired of seeing Taylor Swift on ESPN SportsCenter. And for some reason, it triggered her. I don't know if she's a Swiftie fan or whatever. Clearly, she is. It triggered her so bad that she started making statuses about. Remember that shit? She started making. This is like right when we met. She started making statuses about me, bro, and cussing me out and talking bad about me, saying stuff about me in high school, all because I said I didn't want to see Taylor Swift on ESPN. She started talking about my kids and shit. I'm like, do you need a hug? Like, imagine this, bro. Imagine if Kanye West was all over fucking SportsCenter because he was supporting his football team. People are going to be bitching like crazy. But let
Right.
somebody say something about Taylor Swift and her flapjack ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I think there's like celebrity-wise, stay the fuck out of football. Stay out of sports, period. Like, you can see him at games, but like Taylor Swift, like, that's the only reason they went to the Super Bowl last year. And that's I think there's a lot of the reason why they didn't want Detroit going, because could you imagine if Eminem and Taylor Swift were at the Super Bowl last year? Eminem
Right.
should have walked up and grabbed the mic from her like Kanye did. Bitch, I'm gonna snatch the mic.
All right, let's see, dude. So let's do a little rundown of some of these other Big Ten teams. Let's see. You know what's kind of crazy? I hated Caleb Williams, and I still do.
I do too.
Never beat fucking ranked teams at USC. And then all of a sudden, fucking USC goes out and beats the number 13 team in the nation without Caleb.
In LSU.
Right. So you can't tell me it wasn't him, because the new kid comes out and just beats LSU, Brian Kelly.
Bro, Caleb Williams, did you see what he wanted in his rookie contract?
Yeah, part ownership.
For his mom, his brothers, and all. I'm like, bro, you are a fucking... Like, Brady wasn't even asking for stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
right.
what are you doing? He's acting like he's going to come in and be this... I think that set him up for failure. Caleb Williams is not going to be a great NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I mean, and honestly, out of all the teams that are ranked in the Big Ten, besides, Michigan and Ohio State, but I mean, that USC game was probably what impressed me the most out of Big Ten schools, just beating, LSU. But honestly, LSU's probably only ranked because Brian Kelly and his name and that kind of thing. I don't really know how good they are or how bad they are. I didn't keep up with LSU. But Oregon didn't look good. I mean, they barely beat
struggled.
Idaho, who's terrible. Idaho
Cade
is
McNamara
terrible.
for Iowa, obviously he's a transfer from Michigan. He balled out. Did you see Cade McNamara? Yeah, he played
I
great,
seen
bro,
they
for
beat
Iowa.
Illinois State at like 40-0.
Hey, you know what? The Big Ten showed out, though. The only team that lost was Minnesota.
Right.
Like, we were, 17-1.
Yeah. Hey.
People keep trying to say the Big Ten is not as good as the SEC, bro. I feel like you put the Big Ten against the SEC, we're gonna have the winning record.
Yeah,
Them boys don't want to come up here and play in the cold, but we don't want to go down there and play in the hot weather either. You know what I'm saying? Like, all them fans down there, sleeping with their sisters and shit. But like,
yeah, dude, I'm hoping some of these other teams start turning it on, because when Ohio State beats all of them, it'll make us look better. But if they're playing like shit, it's not gonna matter, because we play Oregon first, and you seen they dropped. They went from number 3 all the way down to 7 because of how bad they played.
I think it was a bad idea to put Oregon and USC, and I mean, Washington okay, but like, dude, keep them out of the Big Ten. They're not gonna stay in the Big Ten, bro.
Well, they wanted to come to the Big Ten because their conference, the Pac-12, has been, out of the Power 5, the weakest conference, and wasn't getting into the college playoffs and all that shit. But then they wait until they expand the playoffs to go to 12 teams to come to the Big Ten. Well, that was a mistake, because now you guys are going to be the middle of the pack and not even make the fucking playoffs now, when you would have had a chance staying in your conference in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
But now you guys are going to come here and be middle of the pack kind of people, because Oregon...
None of them are going to win Big Ten championships.
No. Oregon is not as good as what they tried to make them out to be.
Nope.
And, we play them week 5, and Ohio State's defense is going to demolish the fucking Gabriel. Going to be done for.
Oregon might get 10 points on you guys, maybe.
And Penn State, dude, they had trouble all game, and then they finally turned it on towards the end of the third quarter and beat West Virginia, but they still only beat them like 34-12.
Did you see old dude that was commenting on our page? His name's Jim. I used to work with him at Applebee's really years back, like 10.
Yeah,
really
I
good
did
guy.
see him, but yeah, go ahead.
Huge Michigan State fan. And he's like, I want to get on the show, blah blah. I'm like, bro, listen. I mean, at the end of the day,
if he wants to get on the show, he's gonna get tore up from 2 ways.
I was like, you about to get some heat, bro.
Yeah, he can come on, but let's do it a week after one of our teams play him, so we can really roast his ass. Because, I mean, they barely beat Florida Atlantic, like
bro,
10-16.
Bro, and Florida Atlantic almost beat them, because they were coming down with the ball about to score that fucking touchdown, and they.
Yeah, I will be surprised if they win 4 games.
Me too. And they were talking about, what was it, D'Antoni, the old coach was supposed to come back, but he didn't. He was on the sideline last year because their coach was doing so bad. But the thing is like, dude, State's garbage.
Yeah, they're
like
not
garbage. Like we struggled a little bit, and at the end of the day, like we struggled too. I'm not gonna sit here and say like we had a great week either. Like we struggled too.
Yeah,
but like bro, we play Michigan State. We're gonna fucking smash Michigan State. We smash them all the time.
There's a difference though, because Florida Atlantic is like really, really, really bad to where they don't win many games. Fresno State wins 8 or 9 games every year. But when they play big schools, they get beat. Yeah. So, like, there's definitely a difference because that's not what Florida Atlantic does. Florida Atlantic goes and gets blown out all goddamn day. Yeah. And then, so for Michigan State to just be able to squeak by them, it wasn't a good
trash. Look. Trash.
But, dude, there was a lot of teams that just kind of snuck by on some of them because Wisconsin barely beat Western Michigan.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Eastern played good. Eastern Michigan's playing. They're playing a huge school this week. Who the fuck is it? It's away. Well, let me look. I know Eastern plays a big ass game away this week against. I was reading about. Let me see their football schedule. They play. Oh, they're playing Washington this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Michigan could beat Michigan State.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
there was a kid. There was a kid that played. He was a freshman when I was a senior in high school at Clinton, like little small. I went to a big school and I did my last 3 years at this small little ratchet ass fucking hole in the wall school. And there was a kid that played for Eastern or for Clinton who played at Eastern, ended up going to the NFL. He's got trials. He ain't balling in the NFL, but he was nice, bro. Like Eastern's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like
if they're. I don't know anything about Eastern Michigan, so if they're not that bad, they might have a chance against Washington because Washington only scored 35 points on Weber State. Weber State's terrible.
Washington's going to destroy Eastern, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, like if they're decent, they might not get blown out all the way. Washington only won 35-3 on Weber State. Weber State's probably worse than Eastern Michigan.
Eastern is one of them teams that. They play like Bowling Green. Eastern is like
they're a MAC.
They're 15 minutes away from Michigan, right?
Right. They're a MAC school though, right?
Yep. And they're good when they'll beat Bowling Green, they'll beat Toledo, like schools like that. But when you get the big schools, bro, like it don't look good. Like you can go to an Eastern game for like $15, put it like that.
Same with like Toledo, you can go for like $5.
Yeah.
Like because my wife goes to Toledo right now doing her bachelor's there, and they emailed sent shit to her student email about like if she wanted to come to the game, student tickets and blah blah blah, and it was like $5 to go watch a game. But I was like, Jesus.
I mean, Eastern straight, but it's in Ypsi, and Ypsi, that's where I'm from, and there's good part of Ypsi and bad parts of Ypsi, and. There's a lot that goes on. It's like Amani Bates. You know what I'm saying? Amani Bates, he went to Lincoln. And, he originally committed to Michigan State. And he was going to go play with, if he would have went to Michigan State when he was supposed to, he would have played with Gabe Brown. That's Stefan. He's one of my good friends. He talked about getting on the show. He's a huge football fan. But his little brother played basketball at Michigan State, Gabe Brown. They were my neighbors in middle school. And if Monty Bates would have went to Michigan State and played basketball with Gabe and all them, they had a chance to possibly win a national championship like two years ago. But he decided to go to Memphis. Play for Penny Hardaway, whatever.
Right.
But then decides to come back and go to Eastern, where obviously coming back to Ypsi, where you're from, and when you're from Ypsi and you're big in Ypsi, it's a trap, bro. You get in trouble, and that's exactly what happened. And it's like, man, bro, like it sucks watching a lot of these players that are from Ypsilanti decide to go to Ypsi and still want to live that Ypsi life instead of focusing on sports because it ruins their career.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be an interesting season, bro, all the way around.
Yeah.
All the way around. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it right now. Mark my words. I feel like you guys are going to win the Big Ten.
For sure. If we lose.
As of right now, and this is just week 1, but that's just my opinion right now. I got to give credit where it's due.
If we lose a game, I'll be surprised.
I don't see you guys winning a national championship, though.
Bro, come on now. Who's beating us?
Georgia.
Yeah, right, dude. Georgia's losing 2 games this year.
You think so?
the way they struggle with Clemson, and Clemson's not good. Clemson's only ranked because his name is Dabo Sweeney. That's the only reason they're ranked, dude.
Yeah.
They are not a good team. They're not even the best in the ACC. Miami is going to blow out Clemson.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
University of Miami is the best ACC team, and they will blow them out. Florida State's fucking horrible. They're 0-2. Their ranking was a fucking joke, just like last year when they made that
Florida State is so overrated, bro.
Yeah, they made that whole big deal last year because, you know, they went 13-0, and then they get blown out in the bowl game.
Yeah.
Just absolutely destroyed. And, you know, we're part national champions. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Terrible.
Their quarterback is trash.
Horrible.
He's probably the most overrated player in the NCAA right now.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, depending on how he keeps playing. But that kid in Miami, he might win the Heisman. Like, their quarterback is a stud.
Yeah, I seen a little bit of it. I didn't like pay too much attention, but I seen that he balled out. I'm gonna have to check out some highlights after we get off.
Yeah, he's solid. And I mean, Miami's probably going to end up being in the playoffs.
I seen some shit on social media last night when I was at work. I don't know I can't remember if it's Facebook or Twitter, but they were talking about how Coach Prime could possibly win a national championship his second year. It's not happening, bro.
Well, I don't even know why that's a conversation.
Yeah, I'm
like,
reading
Colorado's
this and I'm just like,
going to
bro,
end
like
up 7-5 like they were last year.
Exactly. Like, and
They're
it's
not-
like it's all hype, man. Travis Hunter, like, you know, Hunter's dope. He's better
he's good.
He's nasty. Like he's a Heisman candidate too. But the thing is it's just like you're not winning a national championship. You play all these little ass schools that you struggle with, and like it's cool. You're getting the school on the map. You got a good coach. You guys are coming out with all the bling bling and bringing celebrities. That's cool. You're selling tickets. Win games. Did you see what they got Bronny ranked? Did you see what they got Bronny ranked in 2K?
Nah, but I didn't even play 2K.
No,
probably
2K comes
68.
Yep, 2K comes out tomorrow, bro. Cause I'm huge.
68. Doesn't surprise me.
I'm huge on the 2K thing, like my
Right.
team and stuff like that. But like, I'm looking at this shit and I'm just like, bro, like they got him 68. His highest, I think he's an 82 driving dunk. Besides that, everything else is trash. He doesn't. I feel like he's gonna make the roster just because of LeBron. But it's like, bro, like he needs to play in the D League.
I think because regardless of what JJ Redick says, you know, he drafted him because LeBron told him to. Like,
Of course,
they made
of course.
Redick the coach because, like, that's LeBron's homie, and they got their podcast together. It's the
Yeah.
only reason he was drafted, only reason he was, you know, brought in as a coach. And as a favor to LeBron, to help him break another record, he's going to let Bronny play the first game, and then he's going to disappear into the D League, just so LeBron can break that record of playing a game with his son.
Yep. I love LeBron. Don't get me wrong, he's my favorite player. But he dictates too much shit, man.
Yep.
He dictates too much shit. And it's like, you know, when they won the bubble, and they won the championship in the bubble, it's like, if you heard the commissioner, he was like, you know, I'm sorry, LeBron, this trophy doesn't come with your own franchise, but
Right.
here's the MVP award. You know damn well when Vegas opens up, LeBron's going to be the owner of that shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. He's going to have both of his sons playing. Him and Kerr are going to come out of retirement when they're bored and play together. Like, it's just like basketball is not basketball no more. Like,
Right.
and it's starting to get into college football, bro. College football, to me, is the last sport that's not being dictated. It's not being scripted, but it's starting to get there. You know what I mean?
Definitely, like, this year is definitely the full-blown year that I would say it's starting to be dictated because of the fact that, you know, Ohio State built a fucking roster that cost them $20 million, you know, to get all these kids to transfer to them and shit with new NIL deals and all that kind of stuff.
Did you see what Nick Saban said on Saturday?
Yeah. About it
The
doesn't
$20
matter
million.
if you don't have the right players or whatever. But he retired because he couldn't get no kids to come to Alabama.
And the only that motherfucker shouldn't have even been in the playoffs last year. He only got in the playoffs because he cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Matt, speaking of Florida State should have been that 4th team instead of Alabama.
Honestly, to be honest though, if Georgia was in the playoffs last year, they would have won the national championship.
100%, bro.
Nobody would have beat them.
Michigan can't hang with like I was thinking. I was so glad when I seen Alabama get in there instead of Georgia because I was like, if we got to play Georgia, it's over with. Like,
Yeah,
we couldn't fuck with Georgia.
Georgia was tough. So
Georgia's like that new powerhouse. I feel like depending on what they do this year, man.
I feel like this is going to be their weakest year they've had in probably the last 4 seasons.
I'm just glad to see Alabama's finally out of it. I'm so tired of seeing this Alabama bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it ain't changed in college football 25 because I was fucking playing that the other night on my player, and motherfucker, I finished my first year, and Joe Milton won the fucking Heisman on there. Motherfucker, come on now.
What difficulty you playing on?
What's the second to the last one?
All American? Yeah. I played my first season on varsity just to get back used to playing. Like I'm not that good on defense in the football games. You know what I'm saying? I'm dope. Like I'll put up 60, 70 points a game on offense, but like my defense, like I got to get better on defense. And doing the my player and shit like that, obviously I'm only running quarterback. And but I remember cuz like you know how if you play, you got a quarterback? Yeah. So you know how they make you pick you got to pick the plays that they choose? I just hold down Y and do a hurry-up offense so I can pick my own plays. And, yeah, because, like, my first season, I kept having to hand the ball off to Donovan Edwards. And this man's about to get the Heisman. He's getting, 8, 9 touchdowns a game. I'm like, what the hell? So I just figured out if you hold down Y, you can start doing a hurry-up offense and picking your own shit. So when I got to the Big Ten championship, he was number one for the Heisman. I had one game left, so I purposely didn't hand him off the ball and sabotage that shit and ran like 7 touchdowns with my quarterback and ended up winning the Heisman. But I was like, no. But I forgot what I was talking about. They got that shit set up, man. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Like they got it set up to where you have to run their plays. Right. And like now I finished my second season, or I'm in the national championship of my second season. Or no. Yeah, my second season. I haven't played because I started playing the ultimate. The ultimate team's dope, bro. Yeah. But it's just like I don't like the spin move on there because like, bro, you could do a spin move and spin 8 yards. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad they came back out with the game though, but and I hope they keep coming out with it because like it's nice. Like I don't really fuck with Madden too much, but like the NCAA football, if you get a chance, bro, start messing with that Ultimate Team. Like it's
I mean I started it here and there, but it's just like I'm not getting anybody good in my fucking card packs and shit, so just makes it hard. Because dude, honestly, on those games, I just like playing online against people. Yeah. And trying to play people online on the Ultimate Team, dude, I have like a 72 overrated or overall team, and it'll pair me up with somebody that's got a 99. Yeah. And I can't play against shit like that. My team's not good enough, so I've just been playing that road to the college football playoffs. No, I got you. The only online where you can just play as whatever team you want, and I've only finished one game because everybody quits. Like, I'm blowing every single person I played out. The only game I finished, I lost. And I only lost 26-22 or some shit like that. But, yeah.
That's how I am with the 2K, bro. Like I got the NCAA football just to keep, like, with everything going on in my personal life and stuff, just to get away from music and school for a little while. And NCAA football being back out, but tomorrow when 2K comes out, like I'm really locked in with 2K. Like I'm ranked in 2K, and like the my team, bro. Like I want to win that $250,000 tournament. It's gonna be hard. Like during COVID, I made it to the 32-man tournament, and I won the first game, and then the second game I got racked, bro. Like bro, I got killed, destroyed and it's like I'm playing every day. I'm spending money on it. You know what I'm saying? Like getting the players, because when 2K first comes out, you get an amethyst player because you got like You got gold, bronze, amethyst, diamond, pink diamond, galaxy opal, and then black matter. All these players. But when the game first comes out, a 90 overall player is going to be like 100,000 tokens. When like right now, if you go get on 2K24, you can get a 100 overall player for 10,000. You know what I'm saying? They don't put them players out yet. So but I was balling because I wasn't working, collecting that damn COVID money. I'm at home just fucking playing the shit out of it, and I did good. But then it's like you got them players that play more than you, and I felt I was putting in hours, bro, like hours. And like it's just you got them players that just all day long. And I was so hyped when I won that first round. I got in the second round and lost by like 46 points. And I'm like, what? I broke my controller. I threw my controller through the fucking wall. I'm like, I done spent like $1,000 this year on players and shit. I built my team. I'm thinking about I'm about to win that, man. But then they got on the My Team or the My Player, because they got obviously the My Player. I used to always play the My Player mode up until about 5 years ago when I started fucking with the My Team. But the My Player, they got it now to where if you get good enough, you can get drafted by into the NBA 2K league, and they pay you like $50,000 a year just to control your My Player. And I got it locked in with the I got it synced with the Facebook thing. So anytime I play 2K, you play for money.
Gotcha.
It's clean, bro. And this year, if you get the $120 version, I know it's $140 version, the Vince Carter version, you get a full year of NBA League Pass.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
I'm like huge on the 2K thing, bro. I signed a contract with my girl. I said, listen, you're going into your first season, babe. We'll lay down the ground rules. Like this is how it's good.
Right.
This is serious. We'll get you a jersey, whatever you want to do. But I'm not huge into video games. But when 2K comes out, I'm locked in that shit. You want to shoot to the NFL real quick?
Yeah, we can. Eagles play tonight, bro.
Did you see Darius or Slay was talking about? He's like, I don't want to go to Brazil, bro. We both wear green. He was like, and you're not supposed to wear green over there because of gangs and shit like that. He didn't want to go, bro.
Yeah, he told his family to stay home.
I don't blame him.
I see all these people that were on like Eagles groups and sports groups and shit like on Facebook and stuff, and they was all, what do you mean? You play in Philadelphia. You're trying to compare things. And, bro, it's not the same. No. Brazil is in a whole different atmosphere.
You can walk around with AKs, and they're half of them are transgender with AKs, bro.
It's a little bit different of scenario, and you're going into unfamiliar territory.
Yeah.
So you
don't got the U.S. government protecting you.
Yeah, just don't. On top of that, dude, have you seen the stadium that they're playing in?
No, I did. Is it a soccer stadium again?
Yeah, but dude, it doesn't look like a game should be played there.
Oh, it's probably in the
Yeah, it looks in the hood.
Yeah,
and because outside, outside of the stadium, I don't know, dude.
Man.
It just looks
Sketch.
super hood. Yeah, and I was just like, damn, didn't they just build a huge soccer stadium for the Olympics a couple years ago? Like, why are they not playing there? It's like
you got the Eagles, and who's your other team?
Ohio State. I'm saying like football,
Ohio State, yeah.
College and NFL. I have like a pretty good feeling about both. We'll see how the Eagles play tonight. I mean, because they're not playing no slouch. Like Green Bay was in the playoffs last year, and Jordan Love balled out.
Overrated, bro.
Yeah,
Jordan Love's. Oh my God, bro. Like
he's still.
Yeah, but did you see his contract? I'm like, you guys are gonna pay this man that much money?
Well,
come on, bro.
The NFL is a completely different animal nowadays because if Kirk Cousins can rob people for $500 million, anybody can do anything.
Right.
That man's been to the playoffs.
Shout out to Michigan State.
Right. That man's been in the playoffs once his entire career and gets $500 million. It's like, okay.
Fucking terrible, bro.
Atlanta acted like he was fucking Tom Brady trying to get him to come there.
Dude, it's disgusting.
I was like.
It's disgusting. I still can't get over this whole Justin Fields and Russell Wilson thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what they're doing to Justin Fields is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, people try to, hate on that kid. And
you can't.
He was never given a chance at the Bears. The Bears literally put 10 times the amount of effort in bringing in talent to draft Caleb Williams than they ever did for Justin Fields. Fields never had an offensive line, number one.
He reminds me of what Cam Newton had to go through at Carolina, bro, when he went to the Super Bowl.
Well, they tried, people try to say that the Bears' offensive line when Fields was there wasn't terrible. And it's because the stats don't translate. Because he wasn't getting sacked all the time because he was running out of the pocket, running for his life, and he was hard to sack because he's quick. So he just run for 2-3 yards. So that doesn't translate into being the worst offensive line because they're not giving up the sacks.
Yeah.
And they were the worst offensive line in all of football, regardless of what anybody says. The dude had less than a second to throw almost every single time. He was having to bail out of the pocket because it collapsed. But is what it is. Now Caleb Williams got all these weapons, and it's just going to show how much of a failure he is.
I can't stand Caleb. Bro, when I started, he was okay, but like when I started seeing what he was requesting in his contract, I'm like, dude, this guy's got to go.
But, I don't know. The Eagles...
I think the Eagles are going to be great, bro. Like, especially snatching up Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, we'll see what he does tonight because they're going to hit him with several screens, and him having a great offensive line, he's probably going to look 10 times more dangerous than he ever did at the Giants, and that's scary because he was lethal at the Giants. half the time the only reason they were winning games when they did win some games.
Even after he got hurt and came back, he was still balling, bro.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of misperception with Saquon Barkley because he had that one serious injury and he was out the whole year. And people think he's injury prone. The dude hasn't played less than 14 games a season besides that year.
Yep.
So he can't be very injury prone if he's still playing 90% of the games.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's all them narratives that they put out there for attention.
Yep.
It's like that. Like I was saying, like with the Russell Wilson thing, bro. He's like a Dak Prescott to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
won 2 Super Bowls or one Super. Has he won 1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
He could have won 2, but he chose to pass the ball. He was on the goal line, and instead of doing an audible and handing it to Marshawn Lynch, he threw a pick in the end zone.
Right. To Tom Brady. Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Well, and that shows you the difference because I've always thought, this is me personally, but other people have, perceptions of things, but I've always thought Peyton Manning was great in the regular season and a chump in the playoffs.
Yep.
And he just didn't, he didn't win many games in the playoffs. In the 2 years he did win the Super Bowl, he had great defenses. And that's what carried him.
Yeah.
And then people try to argue with that. And it's like,
and you had Marvin Harrison too.
The year he won in Denver, the Super Bowl, he threw 130 yards. You can't tell me it was because of him.
No, it wasn't.
It was his fucking defense. And my point with this whole thing is Russell Wilson played Tom Brady and lost in the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson played Peyton Manning and won 43-8. So there's a difference.
Yeah, big time. And
between those two.
I hate when people get I remember when my dad was alive, bro. We used to he was a huge Peyton Manning fan, and we would battle. Like it was LeBron, he was Kobe. I like Brady, he likes Peyton Manning. But it was like he's always like Peyton Manning, and like a lot of people say, well, greatest quarterback ever. Why? Because he could talk the line. You know what I'm saying? Like because he knew how to audible and stuff. Like I'm not gonna say he's one of the. I mean he's a legend, but he's not on that status of Brady, bro.
No, I mean Brady has 7.
His brother's got just as many rings as he does.
And the sad part is Eli, so Peyton was great in the regular season, but he never had Eli's greatness in the playoffs. Because every time Eli went to the playoffs, you thought he might go to the Super Bowl and win because of what he did. Like, he beat the best team ever in football in the Super Bowl.
I couldn't believe that shit, bro. I was sick.
They were 18-0.
I was sick about it. Like that bullshit ass catch with the gum stuck to his helmet.
Yeah, dude. And then he did it again. He beat Brady a second time.
That was crazy shit, bro.
2 Super Bowls were against the best quarterback ever, and he outplayed him.
Yep.
So, and you know what's funny about that as well is Tom Brady, every Super Bowl he lost came to NFC East teams. The Eagles and 2 to the Giants.
I only went against Brady one time, and I'll never do it again, and it was like when they played Atlanta. And I was like, Devontae Freeman, they had the squad, bro, and they were, and I bet on Atlanta winning, and they were up at halftime, and I'm all hype. I had a Super Bowl party at my house. I'm all hype and shit, and then here comes Brady, and I'm just like, man. Granted, did you see the overtime rule that year?
Wow.
Like Atlanta, like when Brady scored. When they scored, Atlanta should have got the ball again and been able to come back and try to score. But Brady scored and it was over, and I was like, what? Like I was kind of shocked. But bro, that was to me that was one of the best moments in football. There's only one sports scenario that was better than watching Brady come back in that Super Bowl, and that was the Cavs coming back from 3-1 against fucking Golden State.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm just, speaking about basketball, I'm riding with Dallas this year.
Yeah, I mean, I like Kyrie. He was my favorite player at the Cavs. I'm a huge Cavs fan, so.
Kyrie's that dude, bro.
But I'm hoping the Cavs do something this year. They finally got a new coach, which they've needed the last 2 seasons. So we'll see what translates with that, because everybody thought they weren't, signing Mitchell to an extension. They kept it, they went and signed Jared Allen to an extension as well. And that dude, Jared Allen's probably one of the best defenders in the league. Yeah. He just doesn't get enough recognition because he's on the Cavs, and everybody
thinks. He was good when he played for Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, everybody knew he was good when he played for Brooklyn because he put LeBron on a poster when he blocked him.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, oh shit, who's this young kid? But yeah, I don't know. Well, let's make some week 2 predictions for our teams before we get out of here, dude.
All right.
Who do you
guys got this week?
Western Michigan. Dude, Ohio State, they usually play a solid team week 3, but they rearranged everything when, the whole Pac-12 was coming because they figured they were probably picking up, 2 or 3 ranked teams in their schedule from Pac-12 playing them in the conference schedule. So they replaced that shit with Marshall, which this is probably one of the first seasons we've had in a long time where we don't play a ranked opponent in the first 3 weeks, because the last 2 years was Notre Dame. 2 years prior to that was, who was it? Texas, maybe? I don't remember. Oklahoma, I think, or something. But anyway, so yeah, we got Western Michigan, and they made it a prime time. We're playing at 7:30. Ohio State's going to win by 50.
They made it a prime time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They made it a prime time game.
Yeah, we're playing at 7:30, dude, on the Big Ten Network. Dude, I don't even know if Will Howard plays second half.
I agree.
We'll probably win 52-0, somewhere in that area.
My prediction for Michigan is realistic. Obviously, I want to say we're going to win, but realistically, it ain't looking good. It's not looking. I don't think we're going to get blown the fuck out, but I don't think we're going to win the game. I mean, I think unless if Sherrone Moore is like, playing some type of head games with people and he's got some secret weapon in his bag, and like Alex Orji played messed up on purpose, so I don't see it looking good for us. I think we lose by at least 14 points.
Let's see. What is Texas? Let's see. They beat Colorado State 52-0 last week, which Colorado State's not very good.
Still, bro.
Yeah, I would. That's kind of funny because that's what I just said. Ohio State was going to win too.
We got an advantage of being at home. We got a good defense, but our offense, bro. Our defense is going to get tired. We're going to get tired because they're going to be their offense is going to be on the field more than our offense. So our defense is going to get tired.
So I think, me personally, Texas wins
34-10.
So maybe more, maybe 42-10.
Yeah. And I hate saying it, bro. I hate saying it, but I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't lie about it. Like,
well,
it's
you know
realistic.
what made me really hype about this game, and I'm gonna watch it now, was Quinn Ewers. He was Ohio State guy.
Yep, the quarterback.
Yeah, because he redshirt freshman, left high school early and came to Ohio State for his redshirt freshman season, just so he could get some NIL deals and shit, and then he went back home to Texas because they weren't allowing it that first year in Texas.
He wants to beat Michigan so bad.
Bro, well, I watched his presser, and he still calls them the team up north. Wouldn't even say their name. And I was like, damn, bro. Ohio State made that much of an impact on him that he still won't even say it. So I was like, I'm going to watch this game because he wants it so bad because he hasn't beat him either. I mean, he was only there that year, and we haven't beat Michigan in 3 years. So, but he still has that, fight in him of, I want to beat Michigan.
And you know what? I respect that. Like, regardless of the rivalry and all that shit, I love football. I love sports in general, man. And seeing motivation come out of people, regardless of what school you go to, and just wanting to beat that school, like, it's like being back in high school playing basketball again. You got that one team you can't beat, and then your senior year, you finally get a chance to beat them. And,
right.
And it's just like, I mean, hopefully for his sake he does his thing, you know what I'm saying, like real shit. And it's gonna be, I think everybody's gonna be tuned into that game. And the thing about as being a Michigan fan, bro, is like, minus all the sign stealing or all that shit, watching us rebuild and get back to being elite, and then every team can't be elite all the time, and now we got to go through the down years, and it fucking sucks.
State. Bro, we have the longest streak in all of college football for most consecutive years being ranked.
Yeah.
It's at 36 years right now. And being ranked in the preseason rankings.
Yeah.
So I would say that warrants we don't rebuild. We just restock and keep winning.
Yeah. I think it's going to take Michigan a solid, 4 or 5 years.
We got to get a good coach.
Yeah, Ryan Day's got to go, bro. He's got to go.
Well, I know that as well for Ohio State, but I'm saying Michigan's got to get a good coach.
Oh yeah, Sherrone Moore. He signed like a 5-year deal. I think like he's going to be gone this 3rd year.
Yeah, probably. After he wins 6 or 7 games this year, he might get outed.
Yeah. and that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not saying that like bad about him, but like at the end of the day, he don't fit the program, bro. Like
Right.
it's only he only played one game, so you never know. People could turn it around. Jim Harbaugh was on the chopping block.
Well,
Jim
yeah, and
Harbaugh,
then-
if he
then
wouldn't
he
have beat
started
Ohio
cheating.
State 3 years ago, it was if he would have beat Ohio State 3 years ago, he was done. He got lucky,
Right.
bro. He got lucky, man.
That man was like 42-15 his first several seasons, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden started cheating, and he's 50-2.
Fuck you, bro.
I mean, he brought Connor in, and he went 50-2. If you take that as cheating, then you do. If you don't, you don't.
Hey, I enjoyed regardless of whatever. I was hyped last season, bro.
Right.
It
might-
was good to watch it, man. Like it was
might
good to
come
watch
to a
it.
crashing halt, but who knows, dude? They might come straight into Michigan and grab that fucking trophy and take it out of there.
I don't think they're gonna take the trophy out. I don't think. I'd be sick. I'd be sick.
Right.
Like, it ain't the '97 team, bro.
Hey, I mean, all I know is every Michigan fan that I've ever known talked all that shit and gave us all that fucking hassle for some motherfucking Terrell Pryor getting a tattoo for a piece of his fucking clothing. And they were saying how we cheated. That's not fucking cheating.
No.
He was just getting a tattoo for free for a piece of memorabilia.
Hey, low key. Speaking about Terrell Pryor, I remember picking him up my last pick in the 2016, my 2016 fantasy draft. I picked him up as a flex player and played him as my flex when he played receiver for the Redskins, and he fucking balled out and won games for me as a flex
Right.
receiver, bro. Terrell Pryor, like, hats off to him, bro. Like, he's an athlete.
All right, dude. Well, that's facts. So you tell that old man, that friend of yours, Ohio State plays Michigan State week 4. It's our first conference game, so he can come on after
I'm
that
gonna get on
week
his head.
4.
I'm gonna get on his head.
'cause-
Even though I'm anti-Ohio State, I'm gonna get on his head with you, bro.
Because I will love for him to come on the show and talk
Yes.
about him getting blown the fuck out, because Ohio State's going to beat him by 50. So
When we drop I'll call you tonight or something, and you'll have to show me how to do like these reels or something, or I'll give you my login information for the thing. That way we can do this shit, get the reels
Yeah.
and stuff, and we'll drop the reels on our page. That way he can see it and just start get him amped for it.
right.
And you can get to talking shit and then come on the show and get
Well,
annihilated.
yeah, because on top of that, it's at Michigan State, so it'll make it even more hype when they
Yes.
get beat by 50 in Michigan.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'll be rooting for Ohio State. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm gonna say it right here though. When Ohio State plays Michigan State, I'm rooting. I'm still gonna wear my Michigan jersey, of course.
Right.
But little brother, you guys are getting rolled on by Ohio State this year. Sorry.
Facts.
I'll get with you tonight too. I want to talk about some of this music shit because I gotta get that album done. I want to get that other song done for you too. But I got some ideas and shit too. So,
All right, sounds good.
all right, brother. I'll get with you later, man. Have a good day at work.
Yep. Later.
See it.